Not a lot of good in that one tonight from an Oilers standpoint. They fall 4-0 to the Florida Panthers, miss out on a couple of points as the playoff march continues, and they'll look to regroup as they welcome in the Tampa Bay Lightning on Saturday. Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show. Tom Gazzola with you alongside Benny Thomson and our very own analyst, Joaquin Gage. Reid Wilkins will be stopping by a little bit later on with Reid's Reid. Of course, we want to hear from you. Text us your thoughts, 780-218-9999. Hop into the nasty chat. Lots of you already are. I'm going to read as many texts as I can from that one. Obviously, not a lot of positive, and understandably so, from the Oilers 4-zip blanking at the hands of the Florida Panthers. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. One more time, 780-218-9999 is the text line. And then, of course, if you're watching over on YouTube, it is the nasty chat. That is getting nasty already. There's a few things that popped up, like the best thing about this game is we don't have to watch it anymore. I was laughing at that one. People saying suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked. That's Sheldon. I think that's a reference to a movie. Colin wants us to cheer us up again, Tom. Hard sell indeed, Colin. People are hoping that we're fired up, boys. But, I mean, Florida was on top of the Oil, especially in Edmonton's zone, like all night long. That second period, Edmonton couldn't even get out of their own zone. What the hell happened? If people want us to cheer them up, maybe we'll crack a decent joke here or there. But from a game standpoint, there really wasn't a lot of good at all tonight. I mean, I guess Ingram kind of kept them in it, but he wasn't getting any support, Joaquin and Benny. They couldn't get anything offensively. It always seemed like the puck would roll off a stick when they got into the slot, or just the passes were slightly off, whatever. It wasn't there. Gager, what did you see?
Well, let's just look at the Florida Panthers for a second. Just unbelievable performance by a team. Like, I think it was Louis or Jack mentioned they're just in sync. Like, the whole team is just they've got like the hive mind, and they're all in the proper position. And dare I say, guys, like the first period was dominated, I say, by the Florida Panthers with just a forecheck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you'll hear the word, and you don't want to hear this when a team's hearing footsteps. The Oilers D had the yips, man. Mm-hmm. They were just, get this puck away from me. I don't want to take a hit. These guys are all over me. Mm-hmm. You could see it. As soon as they got it, they could feel someone breathing down their neck, and they were ringing it around, just completely awful in that first period by everyone. And they could never get it back. You didn't see anything until a little bit in the third, but the game's over then. Very uninspired performance by the Edmonton Oilers. This is, dare I say, this is the Edmonton Oilers after they win 2 games in a row, and they just can't get that third game. I don't understand how you thought that playing with that level of intensity when it's not like this is a back-to-back or anything, guys. And you're playing a team that took the Stanley Cup away from you 2 years in a row. Connor McDavid, this guy's been beating you. Matthew Tkachuk was a way better player tonight than Connor McDavid was. I thought we would actually see some fire from him tonight. It was a complete no-hitter. They weren't physical by any means. The perfect example is Nurse watching his pass and gets just destroyed by Greer, right? Yeah, and the rest of the game was the same. Just footsteps. I don't want to get hit. I want to play men's league, river hockey. That was bad. That was really, really bad.
Benny Thomson.
I mean, yeah, this was
Gager summed that up
like pretty much
astutely,
bang on.
but,
I mean, yeah, it's hard to give anything more to that. I like like you said, Gager, I just don't understand how you come out to start this game off against a team that has just broken your hearts back-to-back years. And they're missing guys too. Like they're missing like half of their
big dogs.
Half of their big dogs. And you still lay an egg to start. Like I'll say this, like the second and third period, you could tell the awareness went up a little bit. Okay, like we got to get going here. And so they had some more ozone pressure and they worked the puck around a little more and stuff. And so I can like kind of live with that a little bit, which I'll bring up another point in a second. But it's the fact that you like the start of the game, it was just Florida Panthers walked in and they're just like, yeah, we own this team. We know what we got to do. As long as we, execute our plan, everything's going to go just as we want it to go, and we're going to win this game, no problem. And that's exactly how they played in that first period. This is a horrible matchup for the Oilers. When I just look at this team, I mean, this is, watching the 2 cup finals and now this, like, it's just so clear that the Florida Panthers style is just the perfect mix against this Oilers team. Like, this team that doesn't have a lot of grit, isn't willing to take hits, can struggle getting out of their own end. The Florida Panthers just execute it perfectly. So there's that. I couldn't believe that they didn't try to change something up offensively with taking more shots. We've been making this joke around the office about how like Reid said it too, where it's like Podkolzin's goal against the Sharks, I believe he was so amazed by it because he went and saw he was in the high slot and just took a rip instead of starting a 15 consecutive, passes around the zone. And I feel like that's just all we saw again tonight. The Oilers, every time they got in the zone, they would just work it around. Okay, I don't like this shot here. Okay, we'll give it to this guy. And he'll work it around, then he'll give it to another guy. And the Florida Panthers just did such a good job of just laying out, blocking everything when they did decide to shoot, and then just containing them. Eventually, they would just stick handle themselves into nothing. It was, just the definition of a game where it's just like the Panthers know how to beat a team or know how to beat this team specifically. And the Oilers couldn't do anything about it. It was just pretty much no matter what they tried, didn't work tonight. Embarrassing. They need to have a better effort against Tampa, but it was just, I couldn't believe what I was watching, but like, I guess this is the Oilers this year. Like, it's embarrassing.
It's, I mean, guys, if we were all to just sit down and not know the standings or anything, but we would know the time of year it is, and there's a little over 10 games remaining. Now watch this game and tell me which team is going to the playoffs and getting ready, and which team is completely out of it by now.
Yeah.
And you would go, well, the Oilers must be 20 points out right now. This is the Panthers are bad. They look like a team battling for a playoff position or a playoff spot for sure. Yeah. That's the most disappointing thing I think in this year. The Oilers are still in it here. This is something that they have to still nail down. And you have a team that's, like I said, getting ready to see Tommy in South Beach in a few months, right? Like this is crazy. You can't that type of effort. Benny said it. I don't understand it at this time of year. And Florida's losing it. You knew they were going to have a better game. They've been dog walked, right? So I mean, God, that is disappointing. And the nasty chat's reflecting it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to as many texts and nasty chats as I can. And just listen, I don't want to pile on, but there really wasn't much good from the Oilers tonight. This is them, right? Like we go collectively, media, this show, our shows on our station, other shows on other stations and stuff like that, networks. After a good spurt, 3 wins in 4 games or whatever, they're like, all right, this is it. They're gonna pull it out. They're gonna start playing good. This is when they make the run, and then they don't. And that's happened over and over and over and over again. And guys, this is game 70 tonight.
Yeah.
The Oilers do not sustain success. That is the calling card of this team this season. It's very unfortunate. It's frustrating. and I don't know if that worm is going to turn. Let me just say this. It should have at some point already, not by game 70. Do they all of a sudden go, oh, all right, we remember how to win like 4 of 5 and 8 of 10. Like, no, that they don't do that.
Yep.
So yes, it's a bit of a pylon, but it's also a harsh reality. Could it change in the playoffs? Maybe. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, no, they don't have that element to their game as a team. And it's just not there.
It's a culture thing, I feel like, because I guarantee all of us said the same thing on the pregame show. Florida Panthers are going to come ready to play tonight. They're going to. Like, you just when the guys that they have on that team and the way they play hockey and their systems and the whole deal, you knew in the pregame they just lost to Vancouver. They're out of the playoff spot, but they're playing a team that they just beat in the Cup final back-to-back years. They were just going to show up. You knew they were. So how, from Edmonton's perspective, how do you not just see that this team has beaten you in back-to-back Cup finals? You know what the type of team they are, and go like, oh yeah, like we can still kind of like walk our way into this game tonight. We don't have to really be that prepared. I don't understand how it's like one team knew it started at 7:00 tonight. Like one team did, the other one didn't. And the score told which teams knew the time.
Yep, absolutely. 780-218-9999. I'm going to rattle off a few texts here. Scalding Gord sent in a gif of Donald Duck sleepwalking, and he says, "You're Edmonton sleepwalkers." Rosalind Josh texting in says, "Florida Panthers' attention to detail and structure was so much better than the Oilers, and that was a glaring thing all night long." Ken chiming in. Ken Texan says, "Can we get a heated X-ray J into the Oilers room in between periods to deliver a new message? Shoot the expletive puck, hit someone." Yes, I think that would be acceptable in the locker room as opposed to the BP lounge. Just saying. Kamloops J chiming in says, Louis said it live on the air that he loved the effort of the Oilers. Not sure what game he was talking about. Tough effort by everyone. It's Louis' birthday. He's having a good day. So, it's going to take a lot to bring him down. Please comment on McDavid because he has had the worst body language and effort since Draisaitl's injury was announced. Had he checked out or did the Olympic loss break him? What a brutal loss. Is this the start of the falling out of the playoffs with no 29? Kamloops J, the expectation is Leon will be back for playoffs. Had some conversations tonight. We'll see where that goes, but he's already in recovery mode here. Kamloops J also adds, Gager, can you explain why Knobloch changed winning lines for this game? Against San Jose, all 4 lines were hot, and then Knobloch changes the lines for this game. No one was clicking. Stick with the same damn lines. I am 51 years old, and I hate that I love the Oilers so much. Worst relationship I have ever had in my life. Signed, Kamloops J. Kamloops J, I think a lot of people feel the same way. Thank you for the text. And body language with McDavid. Thoughts on that? And then the line changes that Knobloch. We were surprised at the rink this morning at the practice that he switched up the lines. Joaquin, what would you say to Kamloops J and others that are probably curious about the same things?
Well, Kamloops J, if you listen to EST Afternoons 1 to 3 every day with Hernan and myself,
great show.
We were talking about because he moving Ryan Nugent Hopkins back to the middle because you need to be strong down the middle. And the first thing I thought about is, is Leon going to be okay for round 1? Because that's essentially his spot. Yeah. And this is Knoblauch looking, okay, if he's not ready for game 1 of the playoffs, maybe I have to switch things out. And maybe he thought that it would be better suited to throw Nugent Hopkins in that position. So this was a good opportunity to play against a team who plays playoff hockey. That structure, that way of playing, it's difficult to do 82 games, especially when you have your big dogs that are out. So maybe this was his opportunity to kind of see if that worked. Then I got to hand it, he stuck with it, and we've been asking him to do that for a long period of time. Now, I mean, I thought that we would. He eventually went back and put Nuge back up there a little bit, but just the way that they were playing after the first, or even halfway through the first, he's been known to switch things up pretty quickly. I didn't think. I thought the Oilers had no jump, and they had D-men that had the yips. Needed to change the. They had a couple good chances, I guess, but still, it was just one line, and it wasn't enough. Yeah, it was maybe a little bit of out coaching in this game and trying to find something and realizing it a little bit too late on Knoblauch's side. But I understand it. But by understanding it is the worst case scenario if Leon Draisaitl isn't ready for Game 83.
Yeah.
Reid mentioned like Knobloch. We should run it tonight. So Benny, keep an eye out for that. We will run Knoblauch. Sometimes we forego it and just go with the guys in the room. But tonight we will run Chris Knoblauch. According to Reid, Knoblauch said that it's an overstatement that Florida dominated. Overstatement? Really?
So how I think he's seen it there is, yes, like I'd be curious to see what the possession numbers were for each team on who had the puck possession in the O zone. And I honestly, like, if you compare, if you look at the whole game, if I had to guess, I think the Oilers had more puck possession in the O zone than the Florida Panthers did. The difference was,
feel like they threatened.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like the difference is that Florida looked dangerous in the O zone and capitalized on their chances versus the Oilers stick handled all the way around the zone and then got broken up, cleared, and then go back in the zone. Or like they take a shot from a weird angle and then it's just like no one's in front of the net. Like there was just I can't believe that it's just like let's look at their power play, for example. When the top unit went out there, I believe that they had 2 power plays tonight. And they went 0 for 2. And when the top power play was out there, they had 0 shots on net. They had 0. The second unit would go out there for about 20 seconds, and they combined for 2 shots. 2 of them were the most dangerous chances they had on the power play, and they were Jake Wallman random shots from the blue line. Like, that should tell you everything you need to know about this game. It was the fact that the Oilers just tried, they did too much. That's all it was. Just get on net, get some bodies in front of the net, fight for it. That's the way you're going to beat this team right now. They're too aggressive. They're too good. You got to get some luck on your side. You got to fight for it, man. I can't believe that they didn't switch up their style tonight and they just ran with it. I don't know what else to say. It's just I can't believe it.
Twitter Mary has something to say. I'm going to read it. Twitter Mary says the entire Oilers team is suffering from ED. They can't get it up to get anything started. And once they finally start making a push in the third, it only takes 1 goal to totally deflate them. Signed, Twitter Mary. Well done, Twitter Mary. Well done. Twitter Mary, spicy tonight. Dave, another text says it's a double whammy today with the season ticket holders getting the pricing for the playoffs. To pay to watch this crap is ludicrous. I replaced the S word with crap. And I heard that Upper Deck was like $500 per seat per game. Am I right on that? Someone mentioned it to me today.
Dusty's friend wrote in and told us the actual numbers. I believe it was a 42% increase from last year. So I believe his seats to go all the way through were 18 and change. This year it was 24,000.
Buddy, like it. Listen, I know this fan base is rabid. I know this team is, in that window this year. It's not looking as good as it had in previous seasons, but there's going to be a breaking point, man. I know there's money in Alberta. I know there's money in our city. I also know that there's a lot of people that put in an honest living and spend what they can on top of taking care of business with their homes and vehicles and kids and all that will give that extra bit of money to this team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's listen, man, I worked for them for 8 years, and it's even back then there were some things where I'd be like, why do they do this to the fan base? And this is more of that to me. And that's why when they were announced as the 3rd most profitable franchise in the world, like sports franchise, I was just like, yeah, but you're doing it on the backs of people who love this team, live and die with it. Just doesn't feel right. That's my 2 cents on it, guys. But anyway, Dusty said in the nasty chat, math was a bit off on that increase. Yeah. But anyway, like, I know that the price gets steep. Okay, I want to get to a stat here from Swainer. Brian Swain always sends us stats. He digs up great ones. And so I've got this. And it has to do with the Oilers keeping pucks out of their own net. We know they've struggled with this. Swainer says Oilers goals against through 70 games in 23-24 at this point, obviously, 203. The Oilers in 24-25 at this point, goals against 202. And then Joaquin and Benny, at this point, through 70 games, they've given up 236 goals. So that's 33 and 34 more goals than the previous 2 seasons. An increase of nearly 0.5 per game from the last 2 seasons. And then Swainer adds, this is the second most goals against the Oilers have allowed through 70 games since 95-96. Only season with more was 2009, 2010. They had given up 240 through 70 games. And guys, 2009, 2010, they finished 30th in the NHL in a 30-team league. This is not good.
No. Dusty was close. Dusty was close. I don't know the exact numbers. Did he say if he's listing? It was 26 from 18. That's 42, 44 somewhere in there.
That's still a lot. Increase? Like, bottom line is it's a lot. Yeah. And I don't know. Just to me, they do it because they can. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Yeah. I understand running a business isn't easy. And I understand the goal of running a business is to make money, but they just, and then you want World Junior tickets, guess what? And you want World Cup tickets, guess what? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here.
It's all right, Tommy.
Thank you, Joaquin. Thank you for understanding. Let's go to the inbox, 780-218-9999. You got Tom, Joaquin, and Ben with you. The Oilers fall 4-0 to the Florida Panthers. Let's go to this one from AJ. AJ says, as an Oiler fan, I'm not too mad when the Oilers lose to the Eastern Conference teams because it seems like they always split those 2 games every year. But when you are losing, especially to a rival like Florida, and there's not even a single scrum all game is wild to me. Today looked like a preseason game versus Vancouver. So much for being a quote-unquote veteran team, knowing when to ramp up at the right time of year. Shaking my head. AJ. Let's go to Derek from Spokane. Derek from Spokane texting in saying the Oilers are who we thought they are. They're soft. They insist on these long stretch passes that Florida sees coming from Airdrie. They play this perimeter dipsy doodle BS. Has there ever been a team more fascinated with passing? Isn't the more depressing thing that it appears Oilers would have lost the Stanley Cup final if Florida only had half their team? Oof. Derek, that's harsh. But maybe.
It is
go ahead. Sorry.
It is a sickness at times that the not shoot a puckitis that they have, right? And the one thing that was a little bit like, I didn't mind Trent Frederick's game tonight. Like, there was some
before
stuff
he got hurt.
Before he got hurt, but there's also times where, like, you see guys get the puck and there is kind of, like, they can challenge the defenseman to go to the net with the puck, right? Why not take it there? Maybe you draw a penalty or something happens, but it's always trying to find someone else to get it, or there's no shot. I think when they're playing well, the decision making to take the puck to the net is immediate. It's quick, right? And even Connor McDavid was guilty of it a lot tonight. A lot of, he's putting the puck in an area that's dangerous. I get that, but it's a hope play too. Yeah. Hopefully he can get he's covered. This guy's covered. Hopefully he can get a stick on it, right? The percentages of that being a good play and it not going back the other way just aren't good. They're not good at all. Why not get the puck, get it to the net? Don't let goalies off the hook. Have them make a save. put it in a place where a goalie has to do something instead of just a hope through the crease. Because it's dangerous, but you know what's more dangerous? Actually getting the puck on net and going there for rebounds.
Benny, anything?
Yeah, I mean it's insane that's what we're doing. And I mean, like I was thinking in my head, like, was this always the case for the Oilers? Have they always been like this dipsy doodle team? And maybe they've been that a little bit, but maybe they've lost some guys that are a little bit more shoot first mentality. I mean, so on the power play, they have Savoy filling in for Draisaitl, which in my opinion, I think right now with how Savoy's playing is the right pick. But the power play still has its dipsy doodle, kind of like hold on to the puck as long as they can until they wait for the perfect shot. You can get by that with Draisaitl because he is so efficient when he does have that shot going for him. Obviously from that side, and then all the threats you have, with Bouchard's one time or a Hyman backdoor, right? So I think that at those current points of the game are fine. It's just when you lose him, you don't have that shot on that side now. Okay, now all you got is the Bouchard one timer from up top. Oh, McDavid isn't going to shoot from his wall. Savoy won't shoot from his wall. Like it becomes so much easier to defend this team when they aren't shooting the puck. I don't know if it's a personnel thing or a culture thing or whatever it is. It's just, it needs to get fixed because this is, they're not winning anything if they're not willing to shoot the puck. So
we've said it all year.
You have to give the Panthers a little bit of credit too.
For sure.
Like they definitely had the 2-second rule in their own zone. Like there was no time and space. There was a stick, there was a body. Like they were tenacious in their own end. They clogged up the middle quite well. I don't know the shot attempts.
I can get that for you.
Yeah, but a lot were blocked. Like I want to know what they blocked a lot of shots. And again, when the Oilers are playing well, and I think it was just a couple games ago, it seemed like they were blocking it, getting in the shooting lanes and blocking shots and making it difficult, right? Sometimes you got to tip your hat to the other team a little bit. In Florida, they were good in all zones, man. I mean, they kind of bent a little bit in the third, but you're up by 3. You don't have to push that much, and then they go get the fourth on a face-off play that shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah. Okay. Shot attempts and shots. So shots on goal at the end of the night. 23-21 in favor of the Panthers. The Panthers had 16 shots attempted and blocked. The Oilers had 11 shots attempted and blocked. And maybe that goes to what Benny was saying that the Oilers were dusting off pucks, which they were, and looping around. Kapanen was doing it. McDavid was doing it. They were doing it all. Like Podkolzin does it from time to time. So there's your numbers on that. All right, couple more texts. We'll get Joaquin's look ahead to Saturday as well. Greg the Sound Guy says they got what they deserve. Can't say much more than that. Have a good show, boys. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate the text. Ryan from Sask says Oilers fought the puck all night, refused to play simple and direct. Florida's checking suffocated them, and they had zero pushback, soft plays, turning away from checks, and losing foot races. Lifeless effort. Yeah, I thought the Oilers had good pace out of the gate, and then it just faded away. And once Florida got that first goal, they seemed to really take over.
Yeah, the slumping of the shoulders, and they had a good chance to score, but lackluster effort getting back. Got to get it. I understand Bush's play. I still found he probably could have taken one more stride and really tried to
knock Reinhardt off.
Just something other than that. It's a great move. It's hard for a goalie because you think, okay, he's not. My D-man's kind of has him, but he doesn't really, and he does that stop. Like if he stops up that play, Bouchard should blow him up, not go past.
That's what I was wondering. Like Bouchard was slightly behind, like a half step behind. Instead of the stick lift attempt, why not push him off balance?
Something, right? Not just to try to push the stick, like something. I think he takes one more stride, and he probably stops a goal.
I was wondering that. And then listen, that other goal at the end of the
The second
period.
goal will be on highlights, lowlights, I'm sure, tomorrow.
Well, two guys from behind the net to the same area and leave Greer wide open. That can't happen. And it was Bouchard and Nurse, by the way.
But Tommy, if you go back and watch, that's when the yips had started and the forecheck, and there was two guys going, "Oh, we're gonna get," like, just not willing to take a hit there. It was not, and then just the nonchalance back to the front of the net and not realizing, allowing it was a Greer to come back to the front there. Just completely unscathed, and both defenders not even knowing he was there. Like, you were just engaged with him behind the net. Where do you think he went?
I wonder. Not to the corner, Joaquin. That's soft hockey.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, Gene tweeted this out. I think he deleted it, but it's on my feed on Twitter because I keep clicking back and forth between tabs. Pink Pony Club playing in Florida Panthers locker room. Oh. And yeah, he deleted it, but yeah.
Just trolling.
Yep.
Trolling. You set yourself, that should drive you crazy as a player.
And I
just
don't know
crazy. No,
I don't know if it will. Good point. And that's I would be fuming, man.
Yep.
And listen, I don't know. Not everyone has the opportunity to see the bowels of Rogers Place, but the Oilers locker room is massive. It has so many like different rooms and elements to it, but there is a part of the Oilers locker room, I think it's where the gym is and the medical room, that literally when you walk out, the visiting team locker room is right there. And the guys are getting treatment in that room. They're seeing TD Force and the doctors, and they're getting ice bags, and they're going into the hot tub or the cold plunge or whatever. And it's right in that area. And the visiting team entrance is right there. So you know that the Panthers are fully aware of that, and they're blasting it on purpose.
Yeah.
So that is a great troll job.
I kind of, you have to giggle at that.
They own them, and then they rub salt in the wound, and because they deserve it. They deserve to, the way they played and the way the Oilers didn't really show up. That's the game, man. That's the game.
I mean, and even the beginning of the game, Jack and Louie were talking about it. Just this team, they're decimated by injuries, but you have to think that after a summer of healing and getting everyone healthy, that this team is going to be there next year in the playoffs, trying to win their third Stanley Cup. This is what you have to go up against. That type of effort, the way that they play. There's no secret, No. It's not like you're not decoding some sort of, I don't know, enigma box here. Like it's hard work, it's aggressive, and it's a willingness to do things that the other guy doesn't want to do. That's what you got. You probably hear a lot of looking in the mirror right now. Am I willing to do what some of those Florida Panthers are willing to do on a regular basis to win hockey games? And if you can answer yes, that good for you. But tonight, that answer was definitely no.
Excellent World War II reference with the Enigma machine, which the Allies cracked the code. Great movie about it with Benedict Cumberbatch in it.
Is it Alan Turing? I believe,
Turing. He created one of the first supercomputers.
There's a little thing because he died with a cyanide, right? And I put cyanide in the apple, I believe it was, and that's why the Steve Jobs, because of the first computer was made by him, the symbol for Apple is the apple with the bite out of it. The node to Turing. Wow,
that's deep.
Or I could have just made that up. I don't know, Tommy.
If you did, it was brilliant. All right. The fantastic Joaquin Gage. We'll take a look ahead to Saturday night against a Tampa Bay Lightning team that is cruising, feisty, gearing up for what should be a decent playoff run. Although they've gone 3-7 in the last 10, but overall 41-21-4 through 66 games. They played 4 less games than the Oilers. They're beating the snot out of the Vancouver Canucks 4-1 after 2 right now. So, Joaquin, take a peek ahead to Saturday.
I mean, maybe were the Oilers looking ahead to Saturday because this was the big game? I don't think it
can't be
how it could have been. But maybe it's a little bit of. Sometimes you need a little bit of a whooping to wake yourself back up. Things have been going pretty good for the Oilers. Quick little reminder that we cannot play that way. That way. That doesn't work anymore. We don't have the personnel to play that style of hockey and hope to win against teams that are willing to play a physical brand part of the game. So I think they'll be tons better. It's a huge kind of battle for Hockey Night in Canada. Kucherov, McDavid, who's better? Those types of things. They go up against Vasilevsky. You'll see Hedman. Like this is. Now you're playing some superstars, right? So maybe just, and I said this before with San Jose coming into Edmonton and seeing Leon Draisaitl out of the lineup. Maybe the Oilers thought that this was going to be a little bit easier because they saw the personnel that weren't in for the Florida Panthers. But you got to realize that Paul Maurice has these guys playing the exact same way, no matter who's in the lineup. So, yeah, just a little bit of a wake-up call. I would expect a completely different effort, or you're going to get the same result.
Let's hope for the best. And then on another positive note, Nashville beats Seattle 3-1. Utah is beating Vegas 3-0 after 2. Buffalo's up 4-0 on San Jose in the third period, and Philly leads LA 3-2 with 6 minutes left in the second period. So the out-of-town scores are favorable for the Oilers right now.
What a Pacific Division.
Turtle Derby, man. That is the theme. Gager, you were excellent as always. You brought it, unlike the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in studio.
Can't wait, boys. Later.
There is Joaquin Gage, our game analyst, helping us break down the Oilers 4-0 loss at the hands of the Florida Panthers. Let us know how you feel about tonight's game. 780-218-9999. Hop into the chat as well over on YouTube. Spicy Toast Crunch says Tampa 6-1. No point to even doubt it. Let's see here. Sharks. What did I say there? Yeah, 4-0. Buffalo leads San Jose with just under 15 minutes to go in the third period. So out of town score, at least not so bad.
Yeah, they got lucky
compared to
with that.
Yeah. Nobody in the Pacific Division's doing anything particularly good. All right, Benny, do we have any clips yet?
Working on that right now.
Okay.
They dropped the players on Twitter, but I found Knoblauch's on YouTube quicker. So I'm going to get
nice.
Knoblauch ready in about 2 minutes here.
Okay.
This question has been popped up a little bit in the nasty chat, and I was going to ask Gage for until I was getting busy here with clips, but I mean, we've said Connor Ingram plays every game unless it's a back-to-back or he has 2 bad games back-to-back. I'm not saying Ingram played bad tonight. Do you even think about giving Tristan Jarry a game?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't know. It's to the point now where it's just it's Ingram. He knows it. Ride with him. I don't think he's getting tired. They had a day off yesterday. I just wouldn't even toy with that idea or risk it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just me. See what the coaching staff does. I wouldn't have changed the lines either. They changed the lines.
Another thing too, man. Like I when I woke up and I got a text from my buddy going like, "Oh, I like these lines," and I did too. But I'm like, but why now? You just won 2 games and like pretty solid ones. Ones where I think some people were thinking, okay, this team's starting to turn around a little bit. Yeah, you're playing a Florida Panthers team here, and you're wanting to see what lines you got and who you can pair with who. But you just won 2 games, and like those lines that we saw tonight should have been the backup plan if the lines before didn't go well tonight. Like that's what it should have been.
Right.
Now what? Now are you can go like for Tampa? You can go back to the lines you had versus St. Louis and Nashville, or you can stick with these.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't understand that. I'm like, I like these lines. I like the idea of spreading it around, but
sure.
why now? We have Knoblauch, by the way. If you would.
Okay, good. Oilers also lose Trent Frederick. We'll see if we get an update. I don't think we're going to get an update on Frederick's situation, but let's hear from head coach Chris Knoblauch.
Your overall thoughts on how the game went?
The guys worked really hard, and I thought the effort was there, and we just couldn't find a way to score a goal.
So we asked you earlier today about this game and if it was, any more to it, given it was the Florida Panthers, right? And you were very focused on the standings. But, should this game have been about a little more than that? And did you feel the pride kick in from your players that's required? It's 4-0 on a night, a team that came in here that doesn't have much to play for, that should mean a lot for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it that they didn't show up and play tonight. We came out strong. First 10 minutes, I thought we had the majority of the play. We had one shift there where a couple of opportunities to score. Puck gets popped out. They get a breakaway goal. And after that, I think we were flat. Probably if we were flat, it was for the last 10 minutes of the third period. After they scored their first goal up until the end of the first period. That's probably the part of the game I didn't like. But overall, I would maybe criticize us maybe not shooting the puck enough. I thought I thought the effort was there. We couldn't find a goal, and I think a lot of it had to do with us not shooting enough.
I guess what I'm wondering is if it's concerning to you that on a night like tonight there was anything left to doubt, that there's anything left in the tank for your group after tonight, given the opponent and the situation in the standings.
I don't understand your question.
Were you okay with just the overall competitiveness of your group in trying to beat this team that's beat you twice in the final, and with the points on the line and how important they are for your group? Are you good with what your players put out there overall tonight?
Yeah, you look at the score and you're disappointed with the score. I'm going to look at the scoring chances tomorrow and see what the advantage was. And, I could be wrong, but I think that was a game that I certainly don't think we were outplayed. Maybe if we wanted some more enthusiasm with maybe more fights, physicality, we could have some of that. But the fact that we just didn't put the puck in the net and they did, I think was a big story of the game.
How do you feel you handled the Panthers' forecheck tonight? And did you see anything you could have done differently to counteract it?
No, I thought we broke out the puck really well. They had their stops. I know our forecheck had some stops. We're not going to break it out easily every single time.
Come on.
But I don't see their forecheck giving us an issue tonight.
Trent Frederick, any news on him?
No news yet.
Stylistically, these guys play a game that you guys have to struggle with. It's hard to beat them. Everyone has a hard time beating them. That's why they won 2 cups. Does it get any easier? Do you see things tonight your team did against them that you hadn't seen in the past? From the scoreboard, it doesn't look like there were any, but as a coach, do you see any?
Anything that they were doing differently?
Yeah, anything. Are you having any success cracking this nut? These guys beat you a lot, right? And tonight they come in here and beat you again. Are you making any progress against the Florida Panthers? Would be my question.
The series is, we won one game this year. They won one. You look at the finals last 2 years, it was a razor thin the first year that they beat us in the finals. And the last year, they were the better team. We were also missing Hyman. They weren't missing anybody. I think they were a little bit better team. So, I don't know. Tonight, to evaluate that they dominate us, I think is an overstatement.
Was tonight a night you sorely missed Leon Draisaitl on the power play?
Anytime you don't have Leon, you're going to miss.
But you weren't. You had the puck in their end a lot, but nothing was happening.
Yeah, you need to find somebody to make that next play. That whether that's finding Hyman out of the back door or a one-time shot. You're never going to replace that. Tonight, getting a power play goal in the second period might have changed the outcome of the game. Yeah, we missed them, but I still think we've got a pretty good power play with the 5 guys that we have.
Chris, your game in Florida, you'd recalled Connor Clattenburg. They're a team that plays a hard, firm, direct, competitive style, and he got things, including your team, emotionally engaged. Do you think you had enough emotional engagement tonight? And was there anybody that you could get further down the lineup that could provide that?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're overlooking the fact that we won. I'm not sure we were more physically engaged. I don't think we had them rattled. I like Clattenburg. I think he's a great player for us. I think he adds a lot, but.
Hey, there's Chris Knobloch. Interesting comments from him tonight. Did they get dominated? I would think that's a bit of an overstatement. Okay, like I'll give you didn't get dominated, but
yeah,
they ran your show in your zone. And he goes, well, we broke pucks out really well. Yeah, but it was like when you were fortunate to get the puck, you were able to break it out. Like they were on top of you. You were coughing it up a lot. Yeah, that's I'm a little surprised. I'll just put it that way to hear what we heard from Chris Knoblauch tonight.
Yeah. I mean, he got asked some hard hitters, which I think was fair on a night like tonight.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm happy they asked him those questions, including our Reid Wilkins, who will be here in a second here. That I'm so shocked that like that's how we saw the game. The only point I really agreed with him on was the fact that they didn't shoot it enough. Like after that, like to me, I'm concerned that like that was is he happy with that game that he saw? To me, there's just no way you can be.
We have some people saying like, oh, he knows he's on his way out, and that's why he's speaking the way he did. I don't know if that's the case. Usually when a guy knows he's on his way out is when he really leans into the team.
Yeah.
That surprises me to hear what he said about his team's game tonight. Like, and you know, Shaggy asked him about playing Florida and getting up for this game, essentially, and paraphrasing here, and not having the response or the jump. And he goes, well, I'm not sure. I don't understand your question. And then he goes to like hits and fights. Like, I think the Oilers officially out-hit Florida. They did, 28-21. But their hits weren't as effective as Florida's, and they weren't as aggressive as Florida overall. And, you know, a fight would have been nice when you're losing 3-0 or 2-0 and you need a spark. That never happened. Nothing came close to even materializing. But, you know, and then he was asked about the team's overall game, and he brings up the first 10 minutes. And I said it literally minutes before we ran Knobloch, like they had a good push to start the game. And then as soon as Florida scored, it seemed to change the game and the momentum. And Joaquin jumped on that and went with it. And I was very thrown off by, I don't know if thrown off is the right word, but surprised by what Chris Knoblauch had to say about his team's game tonight.
100%.
I don't know what's going on there.
The Panthers' first goal, like, I mean, if a puck bounces a different way, we're talking about the Oilers going up 1-0 to start. Maybe they got a chance,
right?
Like,
they had a chance. There was a scramble.
It was a great chance. Like, and I understand why. I think it was Ekholm that was the one that stepped up. Like, I totally get it. Like, you're trying to score a goal there. I get it. And then, Florida did a great job.
McDavid turned it over.
Yes. And Benning with a great pass to Reinhart, and he scores. And we critiqued what Bouchard did on that break there.
Sure.
But yeah, like the fact is that after that goal, yes, the Florida Panthers took over that first period, and they carried the play, which then in the second period and third period, you guys had to come out and with the jump and have a little bit of desperation, which they just capitalized on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm surprised that was the response that we got, but yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to the turning point of the game, and then we're gonna bring Wilkie on for Reid's Read. Text us 780-218-9999. I'm seeing a lot of like the same thoughts that we have had on that post-game presser from Chris Knobloch. Some people adding in some very colorful words, understandably so, and a little more harsh than we were on Knobloch. But yeah, weird. All right, turning point of the game, presented by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.saythereidsportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. Listen, I could go to that first goal against because they had the momentum. I agree. They had a good first 6 or 7 minutes. I know Knoblauch said 10, but I thought they were buzzing and they couldn't get that first goal. And then that first goal happened and there was the dip. But really, a goal in the last minute of a period and the first minute of a period, you hear coaches bitch and complain about those for a reason. And in the last minute of the first, you get the Bouchard with Nurse combination. Both guys end up on the same side of the net. They leave AJ Greer wide open in front. That gives the Florida Panthers some insurance. I'm going to use that as the turning point of the game because A, you hate the late goal against, and B, it was the insurance marker and whatever sag that the Oilers had after the first goal against, I thought there was more after the second goal against. So I'm going to go to that second goal from AJ Greer as the Say the Reid Sport Medicine turning point of the game. It came at 19:02 from Benning and Rodriguez. Michael Benning, son of Brian and brother of Matt, getting a multi-point night tonight. So
good guy.
Saw Brian Benning today around the rink. Good to see. He's a funny guy. Good dude. Matt's a great guy as well. And I hope Matt's career continues on as well. All right. Keep those texts coming in. 780-218-9999. Let's bring in Wilkie. Reid Wilkins with Reid's Read, brought to you by Ewell, your power play specialist. Ewell has the gear you need for your next electrical project with 3 Edmonton area locations, and you can order online anytime at ewell.ca. Ewell, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. Dave from Ewell was in the chat earlier on the pregame show. Great to hear from him as we bring in Reid Wilkins. Listen, Reid, you gave me the heads up on your way home after working the locker room and the coach's availability, and you said you got to run Knoblauch tonight. I get it. Like I'm befuddled from a lot of what I just heard, and Benny and I were sitting there going, "What? What did he really just say that?" And what are your takeaways from what we heard from Chris Knoblauch? Why did he speak the way he did of his team's performance tonight? Like, try to get in his mind. You're cerebral.
Well, first of all, I didn't text you on the way home. I texted you while the availability was in progress.
Oh, wow. That's
even
immediate.
before it was over.
Damn.
So I all the comments that he made hadn't even come out of his mouth yet, and I was already telling you.
You're like Professor X.
This is significant.
Was it before or after your question?
After.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been after because I think I had the fourth question, maybe.
Yeah.
So I believe it was after. Okay, if you're asking me to speculate why he did that, well, there are 2 answers. A, he actually believes that his team played a decent game.
Right.
B is that he probably was aware right off the hop what the way the questions were slanted, and he decided not to pile onto his team. I don't know. I don't know if that's what he's thinking. You asked me to speculate.
I know.
I don't know if that's what he's thinking. Okay.
I scrunched and squinted. I'm sorry.
Right. So, what's a comparable? I have a crappy day at work. I host the worst show I've ever hosted. And all the listeners are like, you're terrible. And you're out shopping, maybe Kingsway Mall, Abbotsfield Mall, Capilano. And somebody comes up to you and says, Tom, Reid was terrible tonight. Like, you must be so embarrassed for your colleague. And you deflect because you're like, Reid knows he has a bad show. I'm not going to pile on. I need to leave him alone. I don't know. I mean, I think I agree that they didn't shoot the puck enough. He said that. They got their asses kicked. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, to me, two very fundamental things of hockey: speed and physicality. And the Oilers were whipped in both areas. They were not the first team on the puck. They were not the stronger team on the puck. I don't know what. Now, I guess the question is, and we talk about this all the time. The team that loses, it's not always because they didn't try hard enough. So, I mean, and we also have to I think that there was something lacking in the Oilers game tonight. Don't get me wrong. There was. But this is this year's team. How often have we sat here and said, where's the fire? Where's the gumption? Where's the gusto?
Yeah.
Where's the desire to initiate? And if you don't initiate, where's the desire to respond? Mm-hmm. This has come up over and over and over again this year. So it seems worse tonight because it's late in the season. It's at a point where they'd gone 4-1-1 in their last 6 games, and we're looking like there's a little bit of life.
Yep.
And also it's the Florida Panthers, and they lay an absolute egg. Florida, I mean, this looked like games 3, 5, and 6 of the Stanley Cup final. Florida just better forechecking, better on the puck, better defending, like taking away the front of the net, forcing McDavid to loop-de-loop around and not shoot the puck and all that kind of stuff. So why Knobloch specifically did that, I mean, like I said, I can only guess. Those are my 2 guesses, that either he actually thinks that or he thought, okay, I can see that Rashog and Speck and Wilkins and all these guys are going to slam the team. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go for it tonight. I'm not going to add my quotes to that. They can say they're going to say whatever they want anyway. I'm not going to pile on my team tonight.
I'm just surprised.
I'm not saying that's what he did, and I'm not even saying if that's a right or wrong decision. I'm saying that's a possibility if you're asking me to put myself in his head,
which is what I did. And I'm surprised you didn't mention Sooth Gati malt, but whatever. Not a big deal.
Good mall.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was just an absolute ass kicking. I mean, it was over at 2-0. The best part of this game is this might be the quickest NHL game I've ever covered. Yeah. It was over in 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Face off was 7:08 and it ended at 9:17. 2 hours and 8 minutes. That's about the only thing is that there weren't a lot of whistles. There were only how many face-offs were there? There were only 35 face-offs in the entire game. Sometimes there's upwards of 70. So that was about the only good thing. I mean, yeah, okay, the Oilers, they came close to scoring a couple times in the third, but at that point, Florida's not initiating as much. And even then, they weren't really getting the clean chances around the net by any means. Mm-hmm. So they got schooled. It was a physical beating. Well, maybe not beating, but they were physically outmatched. They looked slow. I mean, I wouldn't criticize Ingram necessarily, but his stats will look bad. But I mean, when the team in front of you doesn't score, it's hard to criticize the losing goaltender.
780-218-9999. Text us. Hop into the chat as well. Derek was saying, how do you expect them to shoot the puck through 3 layers? From what I saw, there weren't a lot of open lanes. Yeah,
that's true. But I think sometimes you have to shoot it and hope it hits something, or at least tell the other team we're going to shoot it and chase the rebound or chase the loose puck, or even if it's blocked, we're going to make you try to find it and win the race to it.
Jack and Dax says, reminds me of when Ken Hitchcock was saying post-game, you can't want it more than the players. I remember when you would say that. Banksy says the Oilers got ran tonight. Stupid Peter texting in says, Reid, is it not concerning if Knobloch actually believes they were good tonight?
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess to play devil's advocate, and like Nurse said it too, he's like, we don't show up to the rink thinking we're going to have a bad night. Like you always show up thinking you're going to win regardless of who you're playing.
Well, of course.
But yeah, I mean, but I agree that the Oilers did not play anywhere near their best game. Okay. I agree that they should have shown more fire in this game. I agree they should have taken umbrage to how they were, in my mind, getting pushed around by the Panthers.
Yeah.
I agree with all that. But I would also say this is the 25-26 Edmonton Oilers. They can't do it for more than a couple games in a row. They just can't. You know, that's frustrating. I'm not excusing it.
No.
But I mean, this is a well-established pattern for this year's team. Okay? The past 5 or 6 playoff years all had their own thing. I don't know what they're going to be like next year, even if they have a lot of the same players back. This is this year's team. They cannot do it 3 games in a row. I'm sure they want to, but for whatever reason, they just can't. So I like, this is hugely disappointing. Hugely disappointing. Like Florida's second last in the Eastern Conference. They got beat up by Vancouver the other night.
Yep.
Who are, one of the worst teams of the last 10 or 20 years, I think, was probably where they're going to finish.
Well, they're getting beat up again tonight.
And this is what you got from the Oilers. Like, they never, to me, even though I guess maybe they started okay, I didn't think, quite frankly, I didn't think they started that great.
I gave them credit for starting good. I'll stand by it.
Yeah, I'm not even sure about that, quite frankly, Tom. But
well, you know what? We'll fight about it tomorrow, okay?
This continued inability to initiate, to start the games well, to show some fire, like, the constant need to pass 80 times before shooting the puck. This is all there over and over again. It all happens over and over again. So I agree it's a disappointing result. I would question some aspects of the effort tonight, but at the same time, why are we surprised at this point? I would expect them to lose on Saturday, quite frankly. And then probably they'll have a couple good games and then back and forth we'll go.
Mark Lanigan via the Nasty Chat says they weren't ready. I'm with you, Mark. I'm giving them credit for a decent start. Mm-hmm. I thought they had jump in the early going, but that first goal, I thought they sagged after that. It is Reid's Reid, brought to you by Ewell. Troll texting in says not a stellar presser from Knobloch. I think everybody agrees. Dirty Curdy says might have been the most embarrassing presser I've ever seen in my life. I've seen some doozies. I don't think that one was that bad. I had one that I wanted to see here. I wanted to throw at you. I lost it. Oh, yeah, I found it. Charles wants to know what the latest is on Trent Frederick. And you were in there.
Nothing.
The mic cut out.
No update. Yeah, no update. Yeah.
Shocking. I know Curtis Lazar is about a week away, but the whole LTIR thing, what do you have to be out at least 30 days? I believe.
Is it 30 or 21 or 24? I thought it was 10 games or 24 days, isn't it? Are you checking, Ben?
Yep.
Anyway.
I mean, I could go to my rule book that's right behind me. I don't know how to read. So.
All your tomes you have on the shelf.
Look how many
this is what
books I have.
This is one of these nights. Like, what's that?
Days. 24 days or 10 regular season games.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is one of those nights. I feel bad for the fans because, like, I wish I could say something profound, but like they got beat. They got taken to school. It's and again, I don't think they show up thinking they're not going to try or intentionally being lackadaisical. I do think you have to give Florida credit. Like, Florida came in here and flexed. Like, Florida was like, well, we're going to miss the playoffs. Well, they're probably still thinking they can go 15-0. They won't. Like, no, but Florida probably is at this point is embracing being a spoiler a little bit. And they're like, okay, let's screw it up for Edmonton again. Like we screwed it up for the last 2 years. The stakes are different, you know, but
apparently they played Pink Pony Club in the locker room.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that. Yeah, I mean, they're the new, like, what did I used to call Florida? The miserable bastards, right? Yeah. Like this, they're the new, well, with Florida, I'd flat out call them the miserable a-holes. Like they're beyond bastards. Like, you know, they enjoy being the villain. They, you know, they will do anything to needle you and poke you and insult you and
piss you off
and put you down. And that's how they play. And like, don't forget, they did this to the Oilers, missing 3 of their top 9. So who was it?
Reinhart,
Markov's been out the entire year. So, but still, Marchand is out, who's still a top 6 player, and Reinhart, not the one that scored, the better Reinhart was out. This Reinhart still scored. So I mean, they're missing really good players, and they still came in here and didn't really allow the Oilers to be overly threatening. So like, but this is, so here's the concern about the Oilers. They're going to make the playoffs. The division is awful.
It is.
They're going to make the playoffs. But so here's what I'm getting concerned about. Like even if they play Anaheim, you have to beat Anaheim 4 times in 7 games. Anaheim's not that good, but are the Oilers going to be worse? You know, Vegas losing again tonight? So this is going to be 8 losses in their last 11 games.
3-0 Utah leads, 11 minutes left.
These Pacific Division series could come down to who's going to play worse more often, not who's going to play better more often. And I'll say this again. I've started saying this. The Utah Mammoth will likely be favored when it's WC1 against P1. Like finishing first in the division could give the Oilers a harder opponent than finishing second or third.
Every Pacific Division team in action tonight has either lost or is losing.
And how many are lopsided? All of them?
6-2 Tampa leads Vancouver. 4 minutes left in the third.
Well, Vancouver's not a playoff threat, but okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm talking about Pacific Division, Riedrich. Utah leads Vegas 3-0. 7 minutes left there. Buffalo smacked San Jose around 5-zip. Florida schools Edmonton 4-0. Nashville handles Seattle 3-1 neatly, I might say. And then you have Philly, which is not a great team, leading LA 3-2 start of the third period. So no bueno in the Turtle Derby.
Yeah. It's weird for that. I mean, the Pacific Division winner could very well be the 5th best team in the Western Conference playoffs. Probably wouldn't have enough points to make the playoffs in the East.
That's why.
Which isn't a direct comparison because the schedules aren't balanced. But
sure.
But yeah, like weird year. The opportunity's there for the Oilers to take advantage of it, and they're simply not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just. I mean, there's 12 games left, and we're talking about them being unable to win more than 2 times in a row. Really, ever. They did it once, which was nice, and then they followed that up with a 3-game losing streak.
And we're talking about them being unable to really even play solid hockey more than 2 or 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
right. Like, I guess you could argue they did it St. Louis, Nashville, and San Jose to a degree, even though they lost to St. Louis in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as if there haven't even been many 6, like a lot of teams might have a 6-game stretch over 2 weeks, say, where they go 4-2. But a coach or an observer might look at those games and say, you know what? They pretty much played the same way every game.
Yeah.
They played hard. They put themselves in a position to win. Maybe they didn't make a big play or get a power play or a bounce at the right time. But for 6 games, they went 4-2 and played pretty consistent. You really have never said that about the Oilers.
Yeah. I'm going to just quickly point to Dusty's tweet from about 10 minutes ago. And he's got a screen grab. It's the second goal, the Greer goal, with 58 seconds left in the first. Dusty says, I've watched the second Panthers goal about 20 times since the game ended. That may have been the most useless I have seen Nurse and Bouchard on a goal all year. In all caps. All year. They both try to hit him, then they both ignore him. Watch the play. Stay out of the way, and he scores. And they're both on Ingram's left side by the post, while Greer goes to the right side of Ingram, uncontested, redirects the puck through his pads, and it was 2-0. That was the turning point of the game, brought to you by Say the Reid Medicine, by the way.
Yeah. Well, and two, that's, again, to me, that's part of how Florida's forecheck dominated. I mean, the forecheck to me isn't just you dump the puck in and hit. It's that you create chaos and get guys tired or confused, So, and I'm not excusing Nurse or Bouchard. I'm saying that they couldn't handle that well enough. Oh no, Florida's on us. Where do we go? What do we do? As opposed to having some sort of a plan and sticking to it.
It's funny. I'll follow that up because Hernan replied and he said, "Where did they think Greer went?" Laughing my ass off, laughing emoji. And Dusty replied, "Bouch even shoulder checked behind the net to see that he was going around the net."
Right.
No bueno. And then Ryan M replies to Dusty and says, "Norris candidate." One of those nights.
Well, I'm telling you, he's probably going to be a finalist.
I think so too.
It's weird. I think a lot of Oilers fans don't want one of their own players to be a candidate for an award.
It's good to be candidate for an award.
Yeah.
But listen, is he flawed? Yeah.
Yeah, highly. Well,
absolutely.
Some nights. I mean, some nights are better than others.
He's been a lot better defensively the last few months.
Yeah.
But that's a tough one. Rick, any final thoughts? Like, do you even want to look at? I know you already said you think they're going to lose.
I think they're going to lose Saturday.
Okay.
Again, Tampa Bay just is the wrong matchup for them. Good goalie.
Yeah.
The committed defense. Nasty. Tampa Bay is a pretty mean team themselves.
Oh yeah.
And Tampa Bay is playing to finish first, right, and compete with Buffalo of all teams for first in the division. So I would expect that to be a rough night for the Oilers. I hate to say that. I mean, you never know once the game starts. They're so inconsistent. Who knows? But I think that's going to be a tough game. And again, we've been saying it all year. Oh well, certainly they'll respond to this. Well, certainly they must be pissed off enough now that they're going to come out with some fire in the next game. How often have they done that? Almost never.
But they do surprise us at the most bizarre times. So.
Yeah, no, that's also fair. That's also fair. So I shouldn't be too negative, but you're asking me what I expect. That's what I personally expect.
That's why I love you, buddy.
I love you as well.
All right. Reid's Reid,
and
brought
Ben.
to you by Ewell. I'll see you tomorrow in studio.
All right. Take care, guys.
There you go. All right. You can text us. We have a few minutes left here. Let's get to the player of the game, Benny Thomson. It's all yours, buddy.
Do I have to give one out?
You can pick. There's two teams, right, that play in each game?
We'll get to it. The David Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. David Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for almost 20 years. He and his team would love to help you find the right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out on davidbunting.com or visit his Instagram at David Bunting Real Estate. Okay. I'm going to break my rules. I'm going to.
Okay.
Going to break my rules. I will give an honorable mention to Max Jones because he had a great game last game, and I thought he was actually kind of consistent today. The over-under I set for a question of the night was 16 minutes between Frederick and Jones, and the over hit with Frederick even being hurt in the third period. So
and no update on Frederick, by the way.
Yes. So I believe it was it was 20 minutes and 27 seconds was their combined ice time. I know, shocker. So
they started Max Jones and Roslovic with Dickinson to start the third too. I noticed that.
So Knoblauch didn't trust him. So he's my honorable mention if you wanted to fit my rules. But I'm gonna break them. I'm gonna break them in every aspect.
Go for it.
Mike Benning. 2 assists, playing in his hometown.
Do you know him too?
we played on the same baseball team growing up. Okay.
Oh, there you go. You are so biased. Oh my God, you greaseball.
Sue me. No, I don't really know him. Like, if I see him, I'll say hi, but like, that's like about it. But yeah, he had a great night tonight for Florida. I believe it was his 4th NHL game. You couldn't tell. He seemed like a veteran back there. 2 primary assists in his hometown in Edmonton here, playing in front of his parents and stuff. And I'm sure he had buddies there and all that stuff. And he was playing against one of his buddies in Savoy. So, pretty damn good night for Denver University alum Mike Benning, as he's gonna get player of the game today for David Bunting.
All right, nicely done, Benny Thomson. Let's wind it down with a few texts. I was looking at the nasty chat, kind of laughing. Gordon McDowell says, turning point of the game. Florida Panthers charter lands at airport. Gordon, well played. McDiesel 780. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Fat spelt P-H-A-T. That means she is desirable, I would say.
Yep.
Jim Kardashian texting in via the inbox. Turning. Yeah. You want to talk about some big old booties. Turning point of the game was the first goal against. After that, all Florida had to do was defend hard. They're the best team at doing that. Add the Oilers' stubbornness and playing direct. And there you have it. Signed, Jim Kardashian. Stupid Peter got in there. What did Stupid Peter say? Knobloch has never been a guy to push physicality on his team, and it shows in his team's level of effort on most nights. I know he helped get them to back-to-back cup finals, but those teams were able to do things this team obviously can't. When a coach doesn't reward a player for being aggressive and a prick to play against, then why would they do it? Stupid Peter, that was not a stupid text. Well said, sir. And then Twitter Mary, who's spicy earlier, bringing up ED. It happens. Twitter Mary says, aside from McDavid or Nuge or Hyman, is Coach K commenting on how the average Oilers is playing to the best of their average ability? Because there's an awful lot of average going on. Twitter Mary, very spicy tonight.
You know what's not average? The treats that she left off today. Fantastic.
Oh, okay. Did she pick up her thermos? Twitter Mary, I washed it for you. It's sitting at her reception desk. Next time you pop in, take it home. It's a great thermos. The soup was amazing.
Very good.
Okay, well, I hope there's 1 or 2 left. I hope Coop didn't eat them all.
No, they're still there on the counter. I left some. So.
Perfect. Yeah. The Oilers lose 4-0 to the Florida Panthers. Super frustrating for everybody. We don't know what the hell Chris Knoblauch was talking about post-game. Let's see if they can totally redeem themselves Saturday against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who, by the way, are laying waste to the Vancouver Canucks. They did 6-2. And so maybe they're coming in fat and sassy. I don't know. But we'll see how the Oilers respond. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Frustrating one for sure for the Orange and Blue. I don't know, man. They've done this through 70 games. Look good for a bit. Look like they're uninterested or disinterested, I should say. And lay an egg. Florida, super aggressive, the better team most of the night. Pretty much all the night. And this is what you get, a 4-0 loss. Big thank you to everybody who listened on iHeartRadio and TuneIn Radio. Of course, all of you who watched on YouTube, we appreciate it so very much. Dusty, Eric, YouTube Trev, and the crew will get you going at 6 a.m. tomorrow on the Nielsen Show. And I'm sure there's going to be lots to be said about this one. For Benny, for Joaquin, for Reid, I'm Tom saying have a great night. Ciao for now.